What is your favourite snack to eat whilst writing?
Snacks. My favourite snacks for eating are normally crunchy and salty. So nuts, and I like twiglets. Twiglets are brilliant, but I also really like, if it was a special occasion, I would have nacho chips with hot salsa, which are delicious, and also one of your favourite.
Do you treat yourself when you have completed the first draft of a book?
When I finish the first draft of a book, I'm very aware that it's the first stage in quite a long process, so I don't do too much to celebrate, but I do like to get in a nice takeaway curry with my family and have a cheeky glass of Prosecco, and occasionally I will treat myself and go and buy a book that I've been wanting as a little prize to myself for finishing.
What is your favourite thing to do when you have completely finished a book?
When I completely finish a book and it's gone back to Penguin and been signed off and I'm free of all the edits, what I love to do is go and do an escape room with my family. I've got two gorgeous daughters who are very good at figuring out puzzles. They're much better than me. And we go to an escape room, usually in Macclesfield. There's one there that's absolutely brilliant. And we spend an hour getting ourselves into all sorts of twists, trying to figure out the answers to all the puzzles, and I absolutely love that. That's one of my favourite things to do.
What is your favourite children's book ever written?
So my favourite children's book ever published is incredibly difficult to narrow down, but I have chosen this one, which is called The Woolpack. It's by Cynthia Harnett. And I had a copy, in fact I had this copy when I was a child. It was published in 1951, and it's basically a few days in the life of a medieval merchant's son, and that maybe doesn't sound very exciting, but it's so incredibly well researched, and her characters are so bright and lively, and by the time you finished it, you feel like you've lived in medieval England and been involved in the wool trade, and it teaches you absolutely tons about the period without you even noticing. So I'm going to go for Cynthia Harnett because I think she needs to be better known.
If you could invite 3 children's authors to dinner, past or present, who would you invite and why?
I would love to have for dinner, as long as I wasn't cooking, the wonderful fantasy authors that are Diana Wynne-Jones, Sarah Terry Pratchett and Eva Ibbotson. They all managed to craft stories that had completely unexpected twists and used magic and fantasy in such innovative ways. I would just love to sit and listen to them all talking about their work and where they got their inspiration from.
If you could co-write a children's book with another author, who would you like to write with and why?
The person who I'd really love to co-write with would be the amazing Hilary McKay. I really love her books set in the World Wars, Skylark's War and The Swallow's Flight. But I've also recently started to read her series of books about the Casson family, and I just think that they are the most incredible, witty, wise, warm series of books, and I can't wait to finish them. I'm on book 3 at the moment, and yeah, I just think it would be incredible to write with somebody with who's got so much skill and so much insight into human beings and their brains.
If your shortlisted book were to be made into a film, who would you like to play your main characters?
In order to play the perfect Jono, Lydia and Daniel, I would like to get a time machine, and I would like to take these 3 actors back to the age of 12-13, and they would be the perfect characters for the detention detectives. First up, Andrew Garfield, who was Spider-Man before Tom Holland was. He would be a brilliant Jono because he has like quirkiness and intelligence and real warmth to his character, but he's quite like everyman normal as well. I'd love to see Karen Gillan who was Amy Pond in Doctor Who, and also went on to play an amazing superstar in the Marvel films. She would be the perfect Lydia. And then for Daniel, I think it would have to be Ben Whishaw, who was Q in the Bond films, because he has that sensitivity and very clever brain that I think would be perfect for Daniel.